McRae, Mississippi. We're probably live now.
I think we're live.
At the range.
Live at the range.
What you got, buddy?
I got a little mini Draco, but this one is chambered in mag mill.
Is that a Glock mag?
It is a Glock mag.
It's a Glock mag. I mean, it's a extendo.
It's a Stendos. So we got the...
Can I use this when I shoot my 19? Will you guys judge me if I just go downstairs for practice and shoot a 30-something, 31 round magazine?
Yeah, you'll be fine. Yeah.
Let's reloads.
Yeah, it takes regular Glock mags, under 800 bucks, and it is awesome. Totally awesome. Likes it a lot.
I like it. I like it a lot. I think you need one too.
Yes. Or two.
I think you need one, and you can like conceal that one and then sling the mutant.
I could have this as my sidearm, and
yes,
using it as my main arm.
Yes.
I like that idea. I like that idea a lot. So we've been slammed.
Yeah.
Around like
it's been a crazy day.
Cut off. So it's been a crazy day. So we got little stuffs to talk about today, and then lots of questions.
Yes,
so
please ask lots of questions
that you can possibly ask, so that we have stuff.
Just say hi to us if you're out there watching.
Yes.
How?
Do the hiding thing.
I like when you guys talk to us.
Yeah.
What do we got going on this week?
We got a lot of stuff going on, as always. So we got IDPA match tomorrow.
Which reminds me, we also have a private event tomorrow. So I will only have one bay open tomorrow from 6 to 9 p.m.
But we do have Jeff, KD, and Sam all here. So.
And Adam.
So come in, hang out, have fun. They'll keep you laughing all night long.
You guys can hang out in the sim. You can see if you can beat. Oh, well, they can in like the last hour. That's about all I got. Phil's right. You can't. We have a class tomorrow too.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Classes, man.
We're a little busy.
All kinds of stuff. So that's good.
Yeah.
Like, we're constantly busy. So we got basic handgun on Saturday.
Yep.
And there's a new class that's coming out, the intermediate handgun. So
now, why would I take that? You have a basic and you have defensive one.
Right. This is like a in-betweener. So it's for those that are looking for more advanced basic techniques, basically. So what our trainer guys have found is
AKA Phil.
It's not just Phil, though. I'm trying to give him a little less than all
the credit
for it. Although he is kind of the guy that ultimately is in charge of all of it and is doing a great job. Nonetheless, they find it a lot of times where somebody gets into a class and isn't quite as
spun up
far along as they thought they were. And so this would be that intermediate round where it's going to be less of the, this is how a pistol works, this is how to make the thing do the things. This is more like an extension onto that. So how to properly utilize that gun, getting into more malfunctions and so forth, only not under the duress that you're going to do for defensive handgun. Mm-hmm. So more like a leisurely shooting, and all of a sudden the gun didn't go bang.
Mine did that a couple times today.
What do I do when I pull the trigger and it goes click instead of bang? I expected the bang. So those that have been around it more often, it's a simple tap the magazine, re-rack the slide, and make it go bang again.
Hopefully.
So those would be kind of the things that'll go into it. So not under like, oh my God, it just did. I got to be able to be fast at those. It's more like I just need to know how to do that. What happens when a round just is sticking up and you kind of look up and you've got a bullet popped out the top, or maybe it's just an empty casing popped out of the top. So those kinds of issues. So it'll be a class kind of in between the basic and then the defensive. And that way it'll give a nice flow to those that are new to the shooting in an overall sense, a better way to get spun up before they get into the defensive, where you're going to be under stress and there's going to be chaos going on. There's going to be lots of headaches and excitement. So kind of you have to do those more from a muscle memory status.
Yeah.
Whereas this would be like, well, how do you develop muscle memory? Well, you got to start off with the basics. So it is not basic pistol. It is more advanced pistol, but it's not quite an advanced pistol class. So it'd be an intermediate class. You'll see that one popping up on the schedules here pretty soon.
It's already up.
Oh, it's already up.
When's the first one?
So the first
one's like the 5th or 6th next month.
Yeah, it's in.
I'll get more scheduled here shortly.
Yeah, so in May will be the first one, and then those will be probably often is
probably
the standards.
2 months for right now until we see how they fill up.
Yeah,
Sounds like a plan.
2 months or so. So get in, sign up for those things if you're in that situation.
Quick question already. Dustin Allen wants to know when we're going to see the Q5 steel.
We would love to know.
Repeat the question just in case the other people.
So the question is on the steel frame Q5. So the Q5 match steel. We don't know yet. We are still waiting on those things. We have a couple of them ordered, but I know that at SHOT Show they were kind of pointing out that they'd had such a huge success of those things. They may be being bought up by mass markets all over the place, and it sounds like internationally this is a huge thing. So as soon as we get them in, believe me, you'll hear me shouting from the rooftops on that, because I am super pumped. We do have the polymer Q5s here,
which are still very nice.
We got 1 or 2 of those left. Those things are awesome. If it's a competition setup, I kind of think that I would go for the polymer one myself, having shot both of them. But that steel is
so nice.
It's unbelievable. So definitely.
About it at NRA show also.
Yeah. So Phil and Jeff will be headed to the NRA show in a couple of weeks. So let us know on those things what else you want to see. We'll try and get Phil to go over and poke the Walther guys and figure out when the heck.
You guys really didn't have to poke them. They really liked you at SHOT Show. That one guy really liked you.
Yeah. So we'll just have to get them to give us things faster than we're
we
getting
just
them.
need them.
It's taken a long time for some of them things to come in.
Yeah. CCW Sunday.
So CCW Sunday.
So it'll look like we're slammed here. That doesn't mean you don't stop by,
Right.
but our
Come
parking
in.
lot will probably be full, if I know how that goes.
Yep. Shotgun one on Monday.
Low light on Tuesday, and then Girls Don't Have Guns is Wednesday, right?
Yes.
So I will be here every day next week if you want to come visit. Because Girls Don't Have Guns is sold out too, isn't it? Imagine that. And then
Rise 2 Gun Armament series starts up next Thursday. So we have even more sponsors this year than we had last year. Some of them have already given us some things. So for instance, each month, someone is going to leave with a $50 gift certificate to Rise Armament. So
that'll be super cool.
Those guys really stepped it up. Again, they keep this. They come to the table. There's some promises. I won't say them yet, but because they've promised and they've come through twice in the past 2 years. So I'd imagine they're definitely going to come through again this year, but I'll let Dustin spoil those beans. But yes, they have come through as well. And in addition to all the fun stuff that they've done last year, wink, wink, that should give you a clue.
Wink,
they're
wink,
add on,
nudge, nudge.
And so they've given us a $50 gift card for every one of the series. So those would be divvied up in a number of ways. Talking with Dustin, we're trying to come up with different fun ways of doing it. But it will be everything from a random draw to a bonus target, which would be...
Loser gets all?
We'll just say tough to get that. But it will be available. It will be there. And somebody will go home with $50 worth of Rise stuff
That'll be
every month.
Super cool.
So that signups will open up
Saturday
at 9 o'clock on Saturday morning. So jump online, either check the face tubes or jump straight to Practice Score.
Because you got to be
guys out there
on it.
Search boom, 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 boom. It sells out really fast, so jump on quickly.
Like, we're talking under an hour, guys. Like these things.
Yeah. If it's already full, jump on the waiting list. Jump on the waiting list because inevitably people jump on there and sign up as quickly as possible, and sometimes life happens, and so they got to bounce for that. So.
Yeah.
Greg wants to know about the OWL lights.
Hi, Greg.
I'm gonna let you field that one.
I'm doing the best I can. I'm trying So hard to get them here. The goal is they will actually be in the store, not the lights, the people with the lights, bringing us some right after NRA, which is the 27th and 28th, I believe.
26th, 27th.
Yeah, and so I talked to the guy a couple weeks ago, and the goal is on his way back, they're gonna stop by here. I haven't heard back from him though, so I have nothing in stone, but I am trying so hard to get those lights in for you and Reed, I promise.
We would just swipe a couple of them from him and just hide them.
So, I'm trying.
Yes.
I'm doing the best I can.
Yes. Holosuns, we will have Holosuns, so we did pull that off. So Holosuns, everything is set on that end, so we are just waiting on delivery.
I was
so
hoping they would all catch on when I posted the picture of that optic on Monday. Like, nobody really caught on. Good answers though for what you guys look for in optics, but.
Yeah, so Holosun be coming soon. We'll have them in. I'm excited. Can't wait. Jerry on the 15th.
He's coming for my birthday.
Yay. So come check out all the spots for the shooting spots are already filled and sold out.
Yep.
However, he is sticking around. We are sticking around, so we'll be open late that night. Come in for the meet and greet. Jerry will be here signing autographs and giving tips and all that good stuff. And we talked to Smith & Wesson the other day because we're trying to pull some things off. You should hear very, very soon, but if all things go as hoped, we will have a pistol that will be signed by Jerry that we will be auctioning off or raffling off. We haven't figured out what's the easiest way to do that. And so that will be signed.
We don't care about easy, we want the best way to make the most money.
Like Phil said, we're looking for the easiest way we can make the most money for backstoppers.
For backstoppers. He left out that part.
Yeah, we're trying to get Smith & Wesson to give us something to give away in response to that. However, John has already said that if they won't, we will. So John is stepping up. He's going to be doing that. So we're trying to figure out how to do that the best way possible. Ultimately, not to take the most money from you guys, but to sucker you guys into giving us a lot of money that we can then turn around and give to backstoppers.
Yep.
We're not keeping anything of it, nor from the Jerry event. It's all going straight to backstoppers.
Question, Zach Adam wants to know a good red dot and how much he'd be looking to spend on one. Looking for an option for a new SBR he's got.
Okay, so my opinion on a red dot.
Question, just in case I couldn't hear it.
Okay, so the question is, how much does a good red dot go for? Looking for options for a new SBR. Generally speaking, you can find things for under the $200 mark, although my suggestion is to stay to $200 or more. Yes, you can find maybe something that might work in some situations, but for something you're going to actually be utilizing for real shooting and not any 22 type thing, I would say $200 is kind of my lowest point individually. But there's a lot of great options for that $200 to, I'd say, a $400 mark. Great options. Vortex has a line of cool stuff. They've got like their Spark 2, the Spark AR, some of those things that I've run in the past. Holosun has a ton of options. I've really gotten to like the Holosun stuff.
Isn't that what you run, Phil?
Yes.
Yeah, I've run their 510.
Holosun and Vortex.
Phil's got the 503. My opinion on the Holosun, I think it's a little bit nicer than the Vortex as far as a user perspective because of some of the things like the shake awake. So while the rifles, or in this case pistol, is sitting there, after I think it's 15 minutes or half an hour, something like that, the dot turns off to conserve battery life. As soon as you pick it up, and I mean it can be as little as like just grabbing it, any kind of movement in that optic, and the optic turns right back on. 50,000 to 100,000 hour battery life, which is like 5 to 10 years. So you get long term. Everybody's been putting them through their abuses. I can personally say I have beaten mine quite a bit. I am not nice on my optics. And I run 3-gun and 2-gun, both the indoor stuff here and then outdoor over at Sparta, where we do tactical stuff. So it's constantly getting beaten up, and I've had zero problems with it. And I like the fact that I can go from either just a dot or just a circle, or having the circle and the dot. The 65 MOA circle at 50 yards, the silhouette fills up. So all you got to do is put the circle on the thing and pull the thing, and you
do the thing and the thing and the thing.
Yeah, so very, very easy to shoot. And all of their optics run in between that $200 to $350 to $400 mark. They got red options, green options, they got solar options, back and forth.
When does that
What's that?
amber option come out?
They're saying soon. Now, realistically, probably not till fall, possibly not till fourth quarter. So I know that they're still trying to catch up with their 507, which is their pistol dot. That mounts to a standard RMR base. If you want to go a little bit above that $400 mark and get something that's nearly bulletproof, and you're not going to have a problem, not that they don't have a great warranty problem, they do have a great warranty deal, most people don't ever use the warranty because they don't need to, would be the Trijicons and aim points. Trigicon's got their new deal. I don't really like it much, but it is good. Their MRO is awesome. Then you got the aim point with T1s, and I mean, we've been giving those things to Marines for a long time, and they don't seem to be able to break them. Not that they can't be broken, but generally they don't break them. So those things are more what I would say is great for duty options if it's something that you really have to be able to 100% trust your life to. Holosun, I just don't know if they're quite what I would call that level, only because they haven't quite been in use as long. So all the testing I've seen and heard of puts them in about that same bracket, but there's something to be said for 10 plus years of duty use. So
MRO, yes. Yes, Greg.
Get off your phone.
yes,
We know.
MROs are awesome. Yes. What else do we got?
Bowls match on the
Bowls
27th.
charity match. So speaking and coming off of the Backstoppers, where we're just trying to raise some money for some guys, Bowls charity match is for firefighters. Come and shoot. A bunch of us are going to be down at NRA, so unfortunately a lot of our guys won't be able to be in attendance.
So it'll be Cameron and Cantrell in charge.
So obviously laughter is going to be big.
Say, there will be many giggles to be had,
Lots
I
of
am
giggles.
sure.
Sounds like it's going to be a fun match. I mean, Dustin's still going to be
They're
setting
having
up
barbecue
stages
for
and so
lunch?
forth. They're doing barbecue for lunch.
They're actually doing PM barbecue.
I heard. So PM Barbecue is going to be doing some catering there. So if for nothing else,
Come for the barbecue.
come for the barbecue.
Chris and I discovered PM barbecue like 3 weeks ago, and I think we've had it like 4 or 5 times since then. Like 3 times in 1 week at one point.
I was off for a week on vacation, came back. First thing we wanted to do, barbecue.
Brisket nachos. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, they're amazing.
Go down and check those guys out.
Yeah, go down and check them out. They're right down the street from us. So come do some shooting, go get some food, or go do the food and then come do
the
shooting.
shoot. We don't care either way. Such good.
Both options are great. And then NRA at the end of the month. So
Yep. So I need to know what you guys want to see.
Check out. I know Phil and Jeff
So I can
will be
yell at
wandering
Phil.
around. We'll have videos and so forth. Very similar to what we did at SHOT Show, only we don't get to shoot them. So it's upsetting. But
Yeah, but
you never know. You might be able to shoot something. They always got weird stuff at the NRA show. So
yeah.
might be able to do some inside stuff.
Yeah, we just need to know what you guys want to see, so I can remind myself to text Phil and say, go see this stuff,
Yeah.
so he can tell me no.
So, in the news, not necessarily a whole bunch of real ups or downs or anything, with the exception of finally a little bit of freedom for those in California. So, magazine ban has been ruled as unconstitutional in California, which is awesome in a way.
I don't know if I've enjoyed that happening more or the memes coming from that more. Because honestly, they've both been fantastic. It's amazing how everybody in California magically has mags over 10 rounds. the day after.
Well, just
Magic.
about everybody is out of 10 round of anything over a 10 round mag. Magpul is wiped out. Or the distributors are wiped out. Data Defense is 32 rounders are like. There's like no mags right now.
Can you imagine just like waking up that morning?
Back into California now.
They just woke up that morning and like checked their phone and saw that news and they were like,
oh, I know that there's been companies left and right that were freaking out because they weren't quite sure at first of whether that meant that they could have them or that they could did it mean that they could buy them? Did it mean you could, as a business, ship them in, or are we going to get in trouble for shipping them in?
Yeah, that's...
So they are 100% legal as of right now. There is still some options of some possible things they could try. I don't think it's gonna work real well because of the way the judge actually wrote it. So initially, a couple of years ago, the judge said, no, this is unconstitutional. It was appealed and went up to the Ninth Circuit Court. They said, no, I don't think so. Try again, and sent it back down to them.
No, I don't think so.
And it was basically put on a hold, and they finally figured out, yeah. So if you put it and all those things up against the Heller versus District of Columbia, which the basics to that one, if you guys don't know, that's the DC case where they expanded that the Second Amendment does not only cover the firearm portion, it also covers commonly held accessories. And the way he wrote it was basically that plenty of law-abiding members of the society have magazines that have more than 10 rounds, and it has not caused an issue anywhere else. So in that basic mode, like there's, I think what do you say, the scrutiny, even at a minor level, it doesn't float, and at the higher end of the scrutiny level, there's no justification why you can only have 10 rounds and that's safe, and that an 11 round mag is unsafe. So it's been thrown out all the way back, and they're even making changes so that some of the confusion of whether you can even ship them in will be stricken as well. I think this really kind of is an awesome thing, because California, as we know, is one of the least free states in the country right now. And so if it worked for that, I think you're going to have a lot of these other states that are going to have to be backpedaling and figure out what do we do, because if it's unconstitutional, how can we
get away with that?
So there's still loonies out there, so we'll have to stay tuned to see what's going on. But that's the only real big thing as far as legislation for guns right now.
The only big thing is we had some guy win, what, 1.9
there's
mil?
A local Moscow Mills, which is right next to me.
That's your backyard.
$1.9 million. So he matched up all the numbers with the exception of the Powerball.
That is insane.
So
what would you do with that much money? What would you do first?
Property, so I could do some long distance shit.
What about you, Phil? What would you do with that much money?
Pay off all my bills and then blow the rest. That's not much money. My wife would not let me do that, but
as long as you did it in that order, it's impossible.
I feel like
she manages.
It's just
money
the
for a living,
imagine.
so she would not let me do that.
I've heard the
bills
theory.
That would somehow come up that she would have to.
I've heard the
put
theory.
money aside for this bill or that bill would probably dwindle your fun portion down
so
quite a bit.
When I started here, I learned Phil is very smart, and Phil is married to a very smart lady. So I asked him about like credit score and finance and stuff. Let me tell you, that woman has a whole like schedule plan. Everything is executed to the utmost from what I understand. Like, Phil has certain cards for certain things. Then he thought he lost one in Vegas, and the first thing I asked is your wife going to kill you? He didn't have a receipt. Not sure how that one went over.
I think he was able to, like, remember that one was one that we had a bunch of receipts that all matched up numbers-wise.
Don't throw away a receipt if Phil needs it.
I'm sure he could have gone back and probably had to go down on both knees, doing a bunch of begging and pleading not to get beaten. But
that was like our first day.
He made it out alive.
It was our first day in Vegas. It was when we went to In-N-Out for the first time, and he's like, "Where's the receipt?" And I go, "Threw it away." And he goes, "What do you mean you threw it away?" And I was like, "Oh no, this is only day one. I'm gonna die in Vegas. This is bad. This
and
is
I'm
so
like
bad."
opposite. She's like, "Do you have?" I grabbed your receipt. I'm like, "For what?"
Yeah, so by the time I get back to the hotel, I'd have handfuls of receipts. I'm like, I don't know whose is whose. Here you go.
Yeah. So.
But
let Phil dig through whatever he needs, and then I'm good.
that's about it.
Okay, we're done picking on me now.
Yeah.
It wasn't picking on you. You have a very impressive regiment.
Let's see. So
Nobody wants to talk to us.
Well, yeah. There's somebody, and somebody's not telling us, so that's why we have to be on the phones.
Oh, that's Greg.
Nobody asking no questions.
Ryan, that's that guy from Ireland, I think. Hey, guy.
Hey, buddy.
Matt's here. He's only here because he heard 2 guns.
So Greg is saying that California fixed mag rifles are still limited to 10. So yeah, I mean that's the one downside, is that as far as the gun is concerned, there's not really any change. So they've still technically outlawed in for, like, you can use whatever words you want, but they basically outlawed any Armalite pattern rifle or a similar variant, in that it has one of them super scary ways to hold on to it, and the super scary ways of like supporting it up against like either a cheek or a shoulder,
Terrifying.
or an arm, depending on what your configuration on this end is. So something like this, while this is technically okay in California, having it be able to go into here is still a little confusing. So we'll see where that goes. But I think it's definitely a step in the right direction.
Yeah.
And hopefully it's giving precedence in the really cool parts of what we need to figure out, is how do we get those guys' freedoms back?
You know what the problem is today? Dave Workman and JB are both neither on Facebook Live harassing us. There have been 0 dad jokes made.
None. Terrible. What the heck?
What is this? Who do they think they are? Adults with jobs?
I know.
Gross.
What the heck?
Nobody wants to talk to us.
Yeah, they're like just staying nice and quiet.
They really, really are. What's the problem, Phil? Did you scare them all off? I knew it.
So if we got nothing, no real questions or otherwise,
I don't know. We got anything else?
I don't really have a rant.
What pistol is that? Gray, are you talking about the one that's on the table? Did you miss that?
Yeah, he came in late.
This is the new Draco. It's a Century Arms 9mm AK. Takes Glock mags. And it does little 9mm things. So it doesn't come back all the way. It's kind of silly. It stops short because the bullets are short. So it is awesome, under 800 bucks. So we just got this in. I don't know if y'all are going to be able to have it, because I might just take this one home myself.
Might just take it home. Give the mutant a little sister.
Yeah, oh, that's the other thing. We're waiting on our CMMG stuff.
We are waiting on our CMMG stuff.
I think we're like 2 to 3 weeks from actually having them things on the shelf there. The order, I believe, is submitted, and we are just...
Are we going to get ours before Phil gets his?
I don't know. Probably not. Hopefully they just come all in on the same thing.
All in the same big box?
Yeah.
One big box
like,
of happiness?
It'd be okay if Phil's came in, like, technically in the first box.
You have any clue how mad Phil's going to be if we all get all of ours and then he has to wait like another week?
I am so patient.
But
says nobody.
It says not Phil.
I think his is going for, you're going for paint on yours though, right?
Yes.
Ooh, what color did you do?
That
Sniper gray.
may help us.
Sniper gray.
Say hi to Christina.
Hi! I was going to ask, how did she find us from Westminster?
She watches pretty much every week.
I know. How'd you find us? Where? How?
The FN video, I believe, is what
Probably
originally brought her over to
the
us.
FN video? Just sounds wrong to say out loud. The FN video.
I mean, it is.
Hey Frank, ask me questions.
With
Say
all
something.
the FDE.
All of the FDE. Frank's here. We'll see if he's got.
I do have an awesome hero.
You do.
Yeah, and I saw
it's
that
Dad.
he was watching earlier.
Is he still here?
Dad is going to be our hero. So Phil's going to put the awesome picture that Baldwin put up. So Baldwin put out this. They do this awesome deal where they do a weekly roundup of their fun calls and so forth. And so this picture. And the tag went with it, a citizen called for assistance when they couldn't get a hold of their caretaker after numerous attempts. The responding officer assisted the caller by concocting a quasi-delicious breakfast spread of fluffed scrambled eggs with a side of toast, white bread, and jam. The caller lucked out that Officer Rogers responded, as a significant portion of our department would likely struggle to create an edible bowl of cereal. Usually the fire department is where exquisite cuisine is churned out on a regular basis. And the final tagline, as always, if you need us, we will be there. So, Mr. Dad Rogers, you, sir, are our hero of the week.
So for those who don't know, he gets called Dad because we all went to Guns and Hoses together, and he was very, do you guys need anything? Are you sure you're okay? Are you cold? Do you need a drink? It doesn't have to be alcoholic. Do you need water? The entire time. And you have to understand, I'm the baby, and I'm almost 24. So I was just like, oh, he's dadding us. And it's just stuck now. That poor man.
Yeah. Now he gets to be dead even to
he's dad.
Old farts that are older than he is.
Hey, Ross. Ross, I think, just posted a picture the other day of him getting pepper sprayed.
Oh, pepper spray. I'm not looking forward to pepper spraying. I kind of want to get tasered. That'd be kind of.
I kind of don't want to do any of that stuff.
Do like taser day.
Hey, Julie.
At the range, and like everybody gets tasered.
Yeah, I don't get paid enough for that.
But it would be fun.
I will take pictures and video of all of you idiots.
But it'll be fun.
Nope.
It'll be fun.
Nope. Nope. Hard no. Frank, do you really not have a single question? I'm almost disappointed.
What the hey?
Look, I can see them while watching, and there's like, questions? I'm not gonna. Worst day of my life. I'm sure it was, man. That looked rough.
Oh, man.
You could, in the picture, he looks like a Ninja Turtle because he's got his orange strip.
Oh, man.
I can't, no.
The last place, we had a guy that, he was an intern for a while, and then we hired him on after his internship was done, and then he wanted to be called the intern indefinitely. So shout out to John Todd, intern for life.
Intern for life.
Yeah, dude, he was an awesome guy. But he decided that he was going to let them pepper spray him with that gel.
Oh.
And then he made the mistake of when he was trying to rinse his face, it was going all the way down. He was in much pain.
Oh,
much pain.
Oh no.
Because that gel really.
Oh no.
It was a doozy. So he came back in with chemical burns afterwards. It was pretty interesting.
Oh, that just makes me hurt.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Taser might be fun because it's just like zap, and depending on where they get you, maybe to loosen up the back a little bit.
I mean, I could maybe handle a zap, but I'm not going anywhere near pepper gel. So Frank wants to know if we have cool deals on classes. To my knowledge, no.
Sign up, take a class, then at the end of class, you get the opportunity for deals.
Yes. One class, then you get deals on the second classes.
What he said, and he said.
Nobody's
got anything else. They're all here, like, kind of talking now.
Exactly.
But you guys aren't asking questions.
Definitely a rookie mistake on intern's part. That's why we were trying to tell him not, and he just did it, and then.
You mean a man who didn't listen?
He had literally his eyes shut for about 45 minutes. He wouldn't open them, and wasn't paying attention to who was around, and so Lexi got a very good surprise on, and so that scared her a bit. Well, she wasn't ready for that either. So
that's
good on you, intern.
No, that's something I would absolutely never volunteer for. I don't know that you could pay me enough to do that.
He did it for a Tomahawk stock, a PDW stock. So yeah. Definitely think it was a bad idea on his part.
I mean, maybe for like, I don't know, a whole new like shotgun of my choice, I might talk about it. Back to those $15,000, $20,000 shotguns we were talking about the other day.
Those kinds of numbers, that's a bit of a different story, yes, but who am I lying? I would probably do it for a lot less than that. It would just.
Your eyes are literally stapled shut. Dude, you're a saint.
Oh, he was, man.
I have no idea what Phil said. Phil said...
I'm typing it out.
Okay. Phil said he's typing it out.
I wouldn't do it for $5,000.
Hey, I didn't say $5,000. I said a 20 grand shotgun.
That's what he said.
Totally different. $5,000, $20,000. Big difference.
We do. We do have some suppressed stuff that we can do down at the range. It's just not something that we do a whole lot of promotion on that, because suppressors, while they are awesome, they do build up with a lot of gunk, and so we don't generally put them out on the range per se. But if you come in and talk with us, we'll get you squared away if you need to. So
he just needs a suppressor and one of those OWL lights to go with his super cool new optic.
Yeah, so in a nutshell, if you're looking at doing suppressed things and you want quiet things, it's totally understandable that it's a lot of money and it's a big investment. There is some legwork on your behalf. So by all means, if you have questions about suppressed things, come on in, ask all the questions you need to. We can literally walk you through all the different steps, including helping figure out, okay, here's the gun or the platform that I have. This is what I'm wanting to do. We'll grab some stuff, head downstairs, and we can play.
So between everything we have here and everything we have personally, we've got a pretty good stockpile.
Yeah, we do, because we bring out suppressed guns for different events, the girls' nights, the guys' nights, and so forth. So we've got.
I guess are you wanting suppressors for fun for pistols, or are you wanting one for your
pistols?
He should. But I don't know if he is just wanting to try that, or he does fancy schmancy long distance rifle stuff.
Ooh, Ross gets tased next week.
Yes,
Good
I have.
on you, buddy.
We have the kiosk, Greg.
Good luck.
Yeah, sorry, Ross, but yeah, Greg, we have the kiosk here. We can do all that in house.
Yep.
Dude. For someone who's been in the store, you ask a lot of questions, Greg.
Maybe he's just feeding us with questions.
Thank you.
And it's, giving us something to talk about. So there's nothing wrong with that.
Nobody else is asking questions.
Anything else we got?
I have one for my rifles, but I want to shoot a pistol one to convince me that I need a pistol
Get
thing
off your
too.
phone.
Yes. So if you have the pistol, or what pistol are we talking about? Are we looking at Glock stuff or SIG stuff?
Hey, we've got a lot of stuff here.
MP stuff, big cal, little cal. I mean,
that and avoiding work.
AK thing.
Oh, so he's the same as us. He just wants to avoid work by coming to shop.
Oh, okay.
We're down with that.
Yeah. You go avoid your work by coming to our work, and then we'll avoid our work.
2.0 9 mil.
Do we have a threaded one for that?
I don't know. That doesn't mean we can't get one, but I don't know.
Hey, John, I thought you were supposed to be coming up here like last week.
Who's John?
John runs JG Coatings.
Oh!
So, speaking of John, he's going to hook it up, so we will have all kinds of different options for Cerakote guns and Duracoating, and I think he uses KG gun coats and Duracoat are the ones that he does. So
Greg's already got the barrel. There we go.
Deals and setups. Yeah, so Greg, bring your barrel in. We'll get you all squared away, so that way you can figure out which one you need to buy.
Yeah, we'll hook him up with
so
Jake.
John's going to have stuff going in. You can either go to JG Gunworks. JG Coatings.
I don't know. Tell it.
JG Coatings online, and go straight to John. Let him know that you did hear about it through the range. He's going to give you a discount on that.
He's going to have a flyer for us next week.
We'll have flyers here so that you can grab it from here. You can turn over to us. John does have his FFL, so this is a legit deal. He's not just playing around. And so, yeah.
He's not just some creepy guy who's going to take my guns and stuff.
Right. He's
Perfect.
Like a guy that you can legally
JG Coatings.
JG Coatings. His Book of Faces
His
things.
face of books, books of faces.
So either reach directly out to him or come into us and we can get you squared away, and he'll have flyers for us next.
Squared away.
Actually, no, John, he will probably be headed to IDPA tomorrow, so you can just bring him then.
That'd be cool. I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
I'll be here. You can hand me the flyers. I'll take them. I'll put them up. I'll be happy.
All the happiness, because you can get all the paintings, and then nobody can say like, I want this thing, but I want it green.
How'd you get your glock green, Sam? Where can I go to do that?
A lot of people ask that too.
They do ask me a lot. That's why I don't wear it anymore.
Awesome that we have somebody that we can turn it over to locally.
I try not to be creepy. You can be creepy, just only to Chris.
No, I don't mind.
Not really. He takes bribery and coffee ice cream.
Oh, coffee ice cream. Oh, Friendlies. Has anybody had Friendlies ice cream?
He swears by this ice cream. He's gonna make me drive to.
Yeah, I know it's in the Northeast. I was born in Boston area,
Boston.
so I still got family up there. Every time we go back, that's one of the places we go. Awesome ice cream, great little foods.
I'm gonna have to go to Deerberg's down the street and see if they actually.
Is it supposed to have Deerberg's or Schnucks or something around?
It says Schnucks has it and Target has it,
which is awesome. And that's super exciting to find out that it's this way. I just hope they have the coffee, because Friendly's coffee ice cream is amazing.
I've never seen Chris that excited.
It was super.
Guys,
it's super.
He doesn't even get that excited when he shoots the mutant.
Oh, now come on.
You don't wiggle like that. That was like a puppy. Look, for a normal mutant, you do not get that excited. For a full auto mutant,
well,
that's different.
My regular mutant that I get to see every day, because it's here, so that if anybody needs to come shoot things until we get one, we have none here. So come in and shoot my mutant until we have another mutant that you can shoot.
Well, hey Chris, how are you?
Who's that?
Clayton.
Hey Clayton, how are you, buddy?
I'm sorry, I have restless leg syndrome. I get nervous. There's people watching me.
Look, it's just a little thing.
I can see them talking to me, watching me through the thing.
That's why Phil said you're not supposed to be looking at it.
He's gonna kill me.
Only let me look at it. I don't care if people look at me and make fun of me, because...
That's not why he doesn't want me to look at it. He doesn't let me look at it because then I answer questions before he can ask them.
This guy's asking about if that has a pick rail on top.
It does. Right on the dust cover. And it's got an attached dust cover.
You can do it. I have faith in you.
Yes.
You did it earlier.
I know. Voila!
Magic!
Ta-da! And it closes. So you can still run. It does have your standard, well, I guess not really standard, but the Magpul AK Zukov furniture up front. This one specifically is set up with the shock blade, but it is a standard attachment for your standard AR stuffs. So you can remove this and you can do whatever other kind of bracy things you want to do in the back end. Or submit it for paperwork, which SBRs, we're hearing coming back in as little as like a couple of weeks.
Yeah, like 2 or 3 weeks.
Like massively fast.
That's crazy.
So then you can do paperwork, and then you can put like an actual stock on the back end of it and have a little baby stock thing.
Baby stock thing.
A baby AK.
Baby AK.
Baby
9mm.
Pistol.
Shoot 9mm. Who's here? Who is it?
So.
It's Heffrey.
So.
Everybody's gonna be so excited to see Jeff and his fluffy
Hey man,
hair.
how's it going, buddy? You just told me you had a new pistol build going on, and then I asked you what, and then you didn't say anything. So.
Why is Jeff just sitting over there?
I got a Glock thing too. So no.
People can't see this, and it's just Jeff sitting there, just
quietly. There's something wrong.
Something's not right here.
Come in tomorrow and hang out with Jeff while he does his live. So.
I can do it on the right page.
Well,
I like when you do the shark filters. It's very catchy. Baby shark doo 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 doo.
Facebook loves him.
Phil fought with our Facebook for like 20 minutes before we could go live today, apparently. So you're not the only one. We just have
Look at
Phil.
Faces trying to make things hard to talk to the peeps with the hay.
Yeah, with the hay and the hoe and the stuff.
Yeah.
Well, nobody else has any questions, so I guess we're done.
I guess we're done. So let us know, again, recap. We need stuff for these two to go play around with at NRA show at the end of the month. Come in, if you aren't going to NRA show and aren't watching the NRA coverage that we have, come in on the 27th, shoot the Bulls charity match.
Yep.
Details on the online thing, so you can get onto that, sign up there. all the proceeds for that one are going to firefighters down in, is it Peoria? No. Peevely? No.
Are you talking about where my firefighters are from?
Yeah.
Labadee.
Labadee.
They're like right down 100.
Whatever. You know what I mean. Labadee. So money's good money going there. And then before that, you got Jerry coming on the 15th. So come in. It is
Sky just asked
free.
about that, asking if he was actually going to be shooting.
He's gonna if you
Yes,
paid
so
to shoot the
We have a thing
match.
for going on. We could only open it to 25 people because, other than that, the bays are just way too crowded. So he is coming in. He is going to do a shoot. We are going to have all that stuff on video, if not feeding on a live feed. So Jerry's going to come in, do a stage shoot, and then we'll have a bunch of people that will be shooting with him. That will have some kind of goods on that, and then afterwards he's going to come upstairs. We're going to do a meet and greet. It'll be range after dark, so we normally close at 7 on Mondays. We will be staying late, so come in and hang out with Jerry and the rest of our crew. We'll have deals on proper stuff. Again, we're still working on final details, but fingers crossed, we'll be doing another fundraiser with some sort of a signed gun of sorts.
That's the goal.
That will be given away with Jerry signing it. Did I say proper deals already?
Yes, you already said that.
So that proper stuff here, proper deals, and some other good stuff. Girls Just Want to Have Guns is already filled up for next week, but ladies, get you and your friends together for the next month.
Yes.
There are still some spots open on that one. It's always a huge fun event. Come out and shoot fun stuff.
I think that's it.
Other than that, we'll wrap it up here. So we will see you next week, guys.
Bye.
Peace out.